been watching all these great videos online about people doing these aquascapes, and I just think they're so fascinating and beautiful. And I thought, well, that's something I think I'd like to try and learn. Might be kind of fun. So I've been watching a lot of videos and reading up on it and trying to learn as best I can. And I thought I would start experimenting, but I would start really small. So I got this, it's about a 2-gallon jar on Amazon. It was fairly inexpensive, and I have some rocks from my front yard, lava rocks, and I bought some aqua soil and a few plants, and I thought I'd give it a try and experiment and see how it goes, and hopefully it will progress and I can add maybe some shrimp, those little red cherry shrimps, or even some guppies of some sort, and that'd be really fun to do. It's going to be a no filter project because I wanted to keep it really simple. So let's get started and see how it goes. So I'm going to add this lava rock that I had from my front yard as the very bottom base, because it seems like it will help support the aqua soil and then the plants, give the roots some room to grow. At least that's what I've seen online. So let's give it a try. So put some of this in there. I think that looks pretty good. Oh, I got these tools on Amazon. They're fairly inexpensive, and I saw everybody using them, so I'll get some and give it a try and see if it's worth the hype. But actually, it is kind of nice not having to dig around there with my hands. Good. All right, then I'm going to put the centerpiece in. So I was gonna find a larger rock from my yard somewhere to use. I'm gonna keep this really inexpensive. But I was at the aquatic warehouse yesterday, just looking around and doing some exploring, and first thing caught my eye was this rock that they had there, and I thought, oh, that's really pretty, and it's like just the right size as well, and it was fairly inexpensive. I thought they would be a lot more expensive, so I thought, well, I'm going to splurge and get this. So yeah, that's pretty cool, huh? Okay. Here's my helper. How you doing, sweetie? Say hi and say hi. Okay. Then this is the aqua soil that I got, and it's supposed to promote plant growth, and it's got nutrients in it and help them stabilize in there. So I'm going to put a little bit of this around. I don't think I need much, but I'm not really sure. So I probably should use some type of cup. Might be better, but well, here we go. We'll just go for it. So, let's move some of this around and see how it looks. Okay, I think that looks pretty good. What do you think? Again, this is my first time doing this, so it's definitely a learning experience and kind of an experiment. And I figure the more I do it, the more I'll learn and figure out what works and what doesn't for me. Okay, so there we are. The centerpiece is in there, and the growing base is ready to go. So I think now I'm gonna put some plants in, which is kind of exciting and a little scary. So I got this, it's like a grass. It's, the people at the aqua warehouse are really helpful, and were steering me towards things that would be really fairly easy for a first time project like this. So I appreciate that. Anyways, this, that's, I'll put a description of what exactly it is. the type of grass and all that it is. So if you want to try it yourself, you can see how it works for me. Okay, so so what I've seen online is people take this and they pull it apart and they put little pieces in there. Oh, see, look at all the roots. I guess it's pretty easy to pull apart. I feel like I'm going to damage it if I pull it apart, but that's what you're supposed to do. So, I guess I just need to go for it, huh? Let's give it a try. All right, so I'm going to use these for the first time. A little piece here. And what I've seen people do is they pinch it and then they push it in to the rock. I also noticed on some of the videos that people had to push it in far enough so that when you add water, they don't float up to the top. So I guess I'll know if that's going to happen once I start adding some water. You can see I got them around there like that. Give it a try. So these other ones, these two, pretty cool. I guess I call them like stem water plants. And I'm supposed to pull it out of this metal. And a whole bunch of individual stems. Well, this ought to be interesting. All right, so I think I'm going to put one on this side because it's kind of a flat area. I think maybe I should make a space first, huh? This is a little nerve-wracking because I'm really worried about damaging these. I think they're going in deep enough, but it's really hard to know. Let's try this one on this side here. And then I gotta turn this around, so. Okay. See little roots growing on these, so that's definitely a good sign. But I don't want to damage them by pinching them too hard either. I'm thinking I should add some water now too. I don't want anything to dry out. So let me go get some water. Be right back. All right, so, okay, so I got some water. It's basic tap water from the hose, but I have a little filter on it that's supposed to take out some of the heavy minerals and chlorine. We have a very heavy water in San Diego here. A lot of minerals and creates all kinds of havoc. And I also put some water conditioner to help with the chlorine issue that we have. So I'm gonna put a little water in. I'm gonna pour it over the rock here so it doesn't displace anything as I do it. I think I'll plant the other stems now before it gets too deep and I can't see what I'm doing. So there's another one here. It's got this pretty red tip on it. And I was told at the store that the more light it gets, the brighter red the tip will get. So that's kind of exciting to see. As far as lighting, by the way, I'm gonna get a little LED lamp off, I guess, Amazon. A fairly inexpensive one. I want to keep things inexpensive since I'm not quite sure I know what I'm doing. All right, so I'm gonna break these in two pieces here, like I did the last one. A lot more roots on this one. You see the roots on that? You know, goodness, this is not easy. Oh goodness. Let's see. All coming apart. And you got to definitely make some mistakes, and I'm okay with that. All my DIY projects, I definitely have learned through my mistakes. And yes, I have made plenty, but that's okay. I figured everything can pretty much be fixed. And if not fixed by me, I'll call in a professional if I have to, but so far so good on most of my projects. Alright, so I'm going to siphon some of the water out and then put some fresh in. I use this for my little goldfish pond. So I think while the water's down, I'm going to super glue those plants and see how that goes. So this is the glue I got. All right, so I have this little plant, and you're supposed to pull it apart. It's comes in this little container here. Oh, and see the little roots? There's a separate little bundles. And then you super glue this little bundle onto the rock. Let's give it a try. And this is, I think, a gel, so I think it's easier to use too. All right. So, put a little glue here. And then glue it on. Oh, that was easy. And apparently when the water hits it, it hardens and it stays in place. That's a nice piece there. I guess I'll put it on this side. Maybe I'll put it right here. What do you think? Or I'm not sure. Yeah, I think I put it on one on each side. That way there's a lot more coverage. All right, more glue right there. And then I'm going to put it right there. Wow, that really works well. A lot easier than pushing those other ones into the soil, huh? So when I put the water in here, I think we're going to see what pieces aren't completely anchored and they're going to float to the top. And then I can deal with those. But boy, the gluing onto the rock, that was the way to go. That was so easy. And don't have to worry about that going anywhere. That's fantastic. I'm hoping that all this will settle as I do water changes. And I'm just gonna let this be because I think the roots just need to take. I do see a few little pieces of grass that are floating around that I'm gonna keep shoving in the rock because I think they need that to grow, you know, to grab onto something. So as I see that, I'll deal with it. But gosh, other than that, I'm not sure what else to do other than just let it. See all this debris on the top? I'm also wondering if it's easier to plant things and put them in the soil if you're working with a bigger aquarium. Because this is pretty tight. I mean, I didn't have any room to maneuver around that rock. and it was kind of frustrating, but that's okay. Those larger aquariums get a little pricey. I just wasn't ready to invest that kind of money without knowing if I can keep something alive in here. So anyways, here we are. I'm gonna let this be. I'm gonna let it settle. Tomorrow I'll do a half bowl change of water, and I'll do that every day, and I'll keep checking to make sure things are in place, not floating away. Hopefully most of them will survive. If not, I'll pluck them out and discard them, but fingers crossed. All right, I'll keep you updated. Hi there, so it's day 2, and you can see that the water has really cleared up quite a bit. There was a lot of sediment from yesterday. I noticed that there's still some floating stems that didn't quite stay in there. And I really struggled with the hair grass yesterday. And so I went back and watched some other videos on how people planted them and dealt with it. And there was a pretty good video from a guy, I think it's Aquatech Guru, T-I-K, and he did a whole video on how to deal with the hair grass, and it was actually really good. And I thought I watched enough videos, but when I watched his, it was a lot clearer and how to separate it before you do anything and break it out. And so next time I do the hair grass, I'm going to really prep it the proper way, and hopefully that'll make a huge difference. So I'm gonna try and get this one stem back in there without totally disrupting everything else. I also noticed that on the little plants that I super glued to the rock, that there's a lot of debris settled on the leaves, and I'm sure that's not good for the plant. So I had this little brush that I had from other projects, and I'm just gonna brush off the little leaves to get the debris off. I figured this way it will not disrupt anything else. But I mean, obviously with all the sediment on the leaves, I don't think it would do very well. All right, so boy, they look a lot better cleaned up like that. All right, I think I'll do the water change first and then replant that stem. That way it won't be so disruptive. So, and it only is supposed to, you're only supposed to do like half of the water. So let's see, a lot of sediment is coming up if I disrupt the bottom with the water flow. So I gotta be really careful with that. I made a real mess, but that's okay. It's only water. I'll keep changing the water. I'll probably give you another look in a couple days and let you know how it's going. Thanks.